Good afternoon to all my wonderful viewers out there, and welcome back to another Streetwear Talk video, the series where I cover the latest streetwear releases, the latest streetwear news, and of course, in the series, I discuss anything to do with streetwear or fashion. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be covering everything to do with the collaborative capsule between Supreme and Spike Lee's production company, 40 Acres, as they collaborated for week 9 of Supreme's Spring-Summer 2025 collection. Yeah, welcome back guys to the series where I'm going to be basically catching up on all of the Spring-Summer 25 collection in hopes that I can catch it all up before the Fall-Winter 25 collection happens. And to catch it all up, we've got to cover the big collaboration that released in week 9, which is the collaboration between Supreme and Spike Lee's, I want to say production company is probably the best way to put it, 40 Acres. And in this collaboration, they collaborated on a capsule of clothing to focus around some movies that Spike Lee has made. More specifically, Malcolm X and Clockers. Those two are the prominent movies that feature in this capsule. In today's video, we're going to cover everything to do with the capsule of clothing though. The release details, the individual pieces, my thoughts and opinions on the pieces, and the editorial as well. Some people rocking the collaboration. Now, how we're going to cover all that is by using a HYPEBEAST article. We'll head on over to that article now and we'll start covering the release details for this week 9 collab. So here we are at the HYPEBEAST article that we're going to be using today, guys. It'll be linked down in that description section below if you want to check out any of the details for yourselves. As you can see, there is quite a extensive article written about the whole collaboration. I mean, from my understanding, the details that I'm only going to go into is the idea that Supreme has collaborated with Spike Lee's production company, 40 Acres, to do a capsule of clothing surrounding 2 of Spike Lee's movies. That's all I'm really going to be covering. But if you want to go into further detail, like I said, description section below, check out the details. It'll give you more information down below. But we'll quickly cover the release details for this collaboration, and then we'll dive into the editorial and then the individual photos. So the release details. Supreme and 40 Acres collaborated and they released it online and in store on April 24th. The line also released in Asia 2 days later on the Saturday, April 26th. It would have released, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US, and then 4 p.m. British Standard Time for the UK, 5 p.m. Central European Standard Time for the EU, and then 11 a.m. in the respective time zones for Asia on the Saturday. I think that's the release details. But if you have anything to add, drop it in the comment section below. If you have any further questions, drop it in the comment section below. Happy to talk about it there. But that's everything we've got for the release details. We will cover week 9 in a drop list video as well, so stay tuned for that. But now we're just going to cover the collaboration, so let's dive into the editorial and see what we got in this week 9 collab. Okay, so let's start by talking about the editorial that we have here. Obviously, the first image that we've got really highlights a varsity jacket, which I know it's definitely speaking to me. I'm a big fan of varsity jackets. I love that silhouette. I love that design. So something like this, yeah, it's definitely going to be more favorable to me, of course. So it's got this lovely patch across the left breast, Supreme branding on the right, huge patch on the arm, nothing on the right arm by the looks of it, but hopefully we get a shot from, okay, so huge, and huge embroidery on the back of a Spike Lee film, Malcolm X, with a massive X on the back here. I actually think it's quite tasteful the way that it's done, because the X just looks like a huge X and doesn't look like some, horrendous looking logo or anything like that. It works in a very tasteful manner that I can get around whilst if you were to put like a huge graphic on the back of it in any other sense, I might not necessarily get around that. So I have to appreciate that in a lot of ways. I'll keep moving forward though. We have what looks to be a baseball jersey, lovely colors. I like the patch here, co-branding across here. It's a very nice color choice. I've got no complaints about that. Supreme 40. It's a nice way of collaboratively putting the brand's, I guess, logos together with also out saying it, because there's no 40 acres, but you know when you see Supreme and 40 on the back, in the context of this collaboration, you're like, oh, yeah, Supreme 40 acres, I get it. Wow, okay. So I'm for that. I think that's actually quite a good move. We also have, I want to say this is another baseball jersey, but I could be wrong, but all the patches and everything kind of point to that. I don't like the black one as much because the patches and logos contrast, whilst with the white, it actually complemented it and actually looked a lot nicer. Okay, that's actually, okay. There's a photo t-shirt, Spike Lee holding a camera in many layers of clothing, keeping himself nice and warm. It's shown in a green color. I hope there's a black and white because, I mean, but yeah, okay. I'm here for it. I didn't expect a photo t-shirt, but I'm here for it. I absolutely love it. It's got a back graphic as well. Wake up, you dig. The logo as well. A Supreme Spike Lee joint. That's done quite nicely where you don't initially think it's like actually the Supreme skating brand and it's just like maybe him just saying it's a Supreme joint, but it's done well. I like that. That's done quite well. We've got a Malcolm X t-shirt with the X on the front, maybe something on the back. No, because the editorial doesn't show us, and we land on our last image of the Clockers hat, which the logo looks really nice on the front of this hat. It says a Spike Lee joint. I'm a fan. The colors are nice. The design of the hat's quite nice. I can't really complain about it. But look, overall, just talking about this editorial before we get into the individual pieces, I like this editorial and I like this collab so far because I've seen these vintage images of Spike Lee on the production set, and every single time I've seen him on the production set, he was wearing hats like this, varsity jackets like we saw at the start. He was wearing Jordans. He was wearing a specific outfit, and all of these pieces in this collaboration that I have seen so far really pay homage to him and the outfits that he was wearing when filming. So, like normally I would be super critical on this to say like, oh, the collaboration's not doing enough, it's not doing this, it's not doing that. But I think it actually captures it really well here because this is exactly what he was wearing on the sets, probably to these exact movies or other movies. So I think they've actually done this really well, which I guess maybe you guys weren't expecting me to say that, but I definitely feel that way because I wasn't expecting this collaboration at all, but I wasn't expecting the pieces to come from it. And even if we were to remove exactly what I just said, where it's capturing the pieces that Spike Lee wore when filming his movies and when working on his movies, even if you were to just remove that history and just look at these pieces objectively, they're nice. They're nice. I don't feel like they're horrendous. They're nice streetwear pieces. I don't have any issues with them. Yeah. So like all round, I'm very happy. And I just wanted to add those notes now that we've finished the editorial. But let's go check out the individual pieces because I want to see all the different color options we have for everything and how it all kind of turns out. But honestly, I'm actually quite happy with this collaboration. All right, so up first, the varsity jacket, of course, featuring the co-branded patches and also the Malcolm X featured patches as well. So on top of being, collaborative with the 40 Acres production brand and Supreme, also the movie itself. We'll move to the back design, which we have seen. I didn't know that we had another design on the arm there, but a very lovely leather and wool varsity jacket. I can't complain about it. But I did notice that in the individual product photos, the X, I mean, at least from my view, looked a lot smaller than the one in the editorial. But maybe the design doesn't scale with size. So maybe what we saw in the editorial was like a small or a medium, and this design is on the large or bigger. But I don't know. That's just my first thoughts. I still like the varsity jacket though. I'm not complaining about that in any way, shape or form. Looks like we only get one color of it, and then we move to the baseball jerseys, which we should have in two colors. For me, I think it's going to be the white. Yeah, like the black I think is a big downgrade because, you know, I love these, you know, red designs on the sleeves and the collar. It adds that little bit of pop that works with the designs. And then the black, you lose it all. You can't really see it, and like the logos haven't been changed to match the color of the piece itself. Yeah, I do think the white is a lot better than the black. Like this is fine, it's tonal, but I definitely think the previous color is better. Now we get to the photo tee, Spike Lee holding that old school camera, Supreme. It feels like a smaller photo than what we would normally get. But that's just my first thoughts looking at the size of this t-shirt. There's the designs on the back of it, which are much bigger than the photo. Here is the Malcolm X t-shirt in a pink. Are these really the only colors that we're getting it in? Because I'm quite surprised by that. I thought we would get them in like, you know, 3 or 4 colors on top of this one, but interesting. We'll have to see in the drop list video when we cover everything releasing in week 9, because thought we would get more, but we'll keep moving forward. Malcolm X t-shirt, there it is on the back. This is actually a really nice t-shirt, and I have nothing against pink t-shirts, but like, can I get it in white? Or can I get it in black? Any other color. I just don't wear pink t-shirts. It's not part of my wardrobe, but oh well, okay, sure, we'll keep moving. And then we have the Clockers cap. Love it in the white color. The black, again, same commentary about the baseball jersey. It's a bit too dark for me. I like the split of the colors. Yeah, nice hat there. We got one more photo. Here's the front of it. Interesting. Okay. So from this whole collaboration, I will say, if again, going on the assumption that there are no other colors releasing, I'm disappointed in the color options we had, because a lot of those t-shirts, a lot of those designs, I think could have really done well in other colors. I'm hoping that I just get proven completely wrong by going to the Supreme community page and seeing all these pieces done in so many more colors. Overall, the designs, it's kept very minimal. There's not a lot of pieces here, but what is here hits really well. There's not any of the pieces that I think is atrocious. I think they're all done really well. They all feel like pieces that a production team would wear on set when filming the movie, and because of that, I feel that they work so much better than if this collaboration had no context and they were just like branded pieces. Because if they were just branded pieces, I would think they're fine, nothing crazy, cool, move on. But because it's with a production company surrounding these films, these pieces feel very authentic with that, and I think that's why I really like them. I do. I think they're really nice pieces. They're not crazy, insane statement pieces that everyone's going to be like, oh my god, that's insane. But they're nice. They're simple. They're easy. And I think for me, yeah, I can get around a lot of this. So yeah, I'm willing to give this all a shot. I have no complaints about this. These are nice pieces. Thumbs up for me, for sure. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this collaboration. Is it a hit for you? Is it a miss for you? Are you on board? Are you not on board? Let me know. Let me know how you feel about this Supreme Spike Lee 40 Acres collaboration down down in that comment section below. And that is everything to cover about this collaboration that released in week 9, guys. We covered the release details. It released on April 24th or 26th if you live in Asia. We covered the editorial, the individual pieces, and my thoughts and opinions on the collaboration as a whole. Look, I haven't actually checked. I hope a lot of the pieces do come in all the other colors that I was talking about, mainly because I just want a simple black or white version of a lot of the t-shirts. But like, if the t-shirts, if it's game over, if there's no other color versions, outwear is quite nice. I liked the white baseball jersey. I liked the varsity jacket. They're nice pieces that, like I've expressed, they work really well with what Spike Lee wore in the, production process of these movies. So it's just very well done, I think, in that way. And I'm not opposed to picking up a lot of these if I can find them on the secondary market for a good price. Yeah, I'm definitely not against it. I would pick them up, but it's all up to that, isn't it? It's all up to what the price is on the secondary market at this point. But I want to hear from you guys as well. Back when this release dropped, did you pick up anything from this week 9 collaboration? Did you go for the t-shirts? Did you go for the jackets? Did you go for the jerseys? Let me know. Let me know down in that comment section below. And of course, if you guys want me to keep covering upcoming weekly releases from Supreme, you just need to give me the 3 indicators I always ask you for, which is a like on this video, a comment in that comment section down below, and if you haven't already, the best indicator that you can give me is to subscribe to the channel. As mentioned in previous uploads, we're also trying to hit the subscriber milestone of 3,670 subscribers before the end of August. Hopefully with your guys' continuous support, we'll be able to reach that milestone before the end of the month. But that is everything I have to say about this collaboration, guys. We covered it all. And until the next Supreme video, until the next Streetwear Talk video, until the next drop list video, I'll catch you later.